All right, so you're prepping for a digital games tester interview.
Well, that's exciting. We've got a ton of great RoleCatcher resources to help you really nail it.
Yeah, they've got a crazy amount of interview questions, over 120,000 of them, and they're specifically for roles like digital games tester.
And their AI can even help tailor your answers and practice just like a pro.
So it's like having a coach right there in your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Helping you refine your responses based on the specific job that you're after.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. First up, a total classic.
Mm.
Can you explain what experience you have in testing digital games?
Now, I know you love playing games. We all do, but that's not quite enough here.
Right.
This is where you want to really showcase any actual testing experience you've had.
It's like beta programs or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Have you participated in any beta programs?
Mhm.
Have you ever volunteered to test for any indie developers?
That's a good point. Even if it's not an official job, any experience where you've actively looked for bugs and provided feedback is really valuable.
Absolutely. And think about how you've used those core skills mentioned in RoleCatcher's career guide.
Okay.
Things like reading comprehension, active listening, critical thinking, those are all super relevant to game testing.
So it's about connecting those skills to your experience.
Exactly.
Oh,
So, for example, you could say something like, I noticed inconsistencies in the game's instructions while testing an indie game.
okay.
Using my active listening and reading comprehension skills, I provided detailed feedback to the developers,
Yeah.
resulting in a clearer and more enjoyable player experience.
Okay. So you're showing them you're not just a gamer, but a skilled tester with a passion for quality.
Exactly.
All right, next question. Can you describe a time when you identified a critical bug in a game?
Ooh, this is your chance to really shine.
Okay.
Have a really specific, detailed example ready.
Mm-hmm.
Walk them through how you found the bug. What steps did you take to reproduce it? How did you document everything?
Did you use any like bug tracking systems or anything like that?
Yeah, exactly. Were you reporting it verbally? Were you using a bug tracking system?
Yeah.
Be ready to explain how you communicated that issue and work towards a resolution.
It's a good opportunity to also showcase your communication skills.
Yes, absolutely. Because remember, they're looking for someone who can not only find those bugs, but also communicate them clearly and concisely.
Okay, makes sense. Here's another pretty common one. How do you approach testing a game for different platforms?
All right, so this is all about adaptability.
Okay.
You need to show them that you understand that testing on a console is very different from testing on a PC or on mobile.
Right. Different devices.
Each platform has its own quirks and its own challenges.
Yeah, so you can't have a one-size-fits-all approach. You really need to think about it
Exactly.
for each different platform.
Precisely. So you want to consider things like controller input, screen size performance optimization,
Yeah,
even the target audience for each platform.
that's a good point.
So you could say something like, when testing a mobile game, I focus on touch, controls, battery life, and performance on various devices.
Okay.
Whereas on a console, I pay close attention to controller feedback, graphics fidelity, and frame rate consistency.
Perfect. That shows that you really understand all the nuances.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now be prepared for some curveballs. Okay. They might ask something like, can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision during the testing process?
I love those.
Oh, yes, they're good ones.
Yeah.
It's not about having the right answer, but about showing your thought process.
Right. So it's more like how you think.
Yeah. What factors did you consider? What were the potential consequences of your decision? Did you involve other people in the decision making?
Mm-hmm. Did you have to delay a launch?
Potentially. Yeah. Did you discover a major bug right before launch?
Right.
What did you do?
So even if you made a mistake, as long as you can explain what you did and that you learned from it, that's important.
Exactly. Owning up to it and explaining what you've learned. Because remember, they're looking for someone who's honest and thoughtful and capable of making sound judgments.
Now, how does RoleCatcher help prepare you for these curveballs?
Their question library covers all sorts of unexpected scenarios.
Oh, wow.
So you can practice those answers, get feedback from the AI, and even tailor your responses based on the specific job that you're applying for.
That's incredible. It's like a secret weapon.
It is. And don't forget, RoleCatcher's AI can even analyze your video responses.
Oh, wow.
And give you personalized feedback on your delivery and your communication style.
Okay, so before we go on to more questions, let's take a step back and talk about the work environment for a digital games tester.
Sure.
What's it actually like?
Well, according to RoleCatcher's career guide, you can expect to work in an office or a studio environment,
Okay.
often as part of a larger team.
So it's not all fun and games.
No, it's not all fun and games. There can be long hours, tight deadlines, and the pressure to deliver those high-quality results.
There's a real job.
It is a real job, and don't underestimate the importance of communication and collaboration. You'll be interacting with developers, designers, other testers on a daily basis.
So good communication is key.
It's essential, and be prepared to handle those stressful situations, especially when those deadlines are looming.
Okay, so let's jump back into those interview questions. What other gems does RoleCatcher have for us?
All right, let's see. Can you describe a time when you had to work under pressure to meet a deadline?
Okay, another one about handling pressure.
It's another opportunity to showcase your ability to handle stress and to prioritize tasks effectively.
So you could think back to a time when you had to really prioritize, and what did you do?
Exactly. I think of a specific example, even if it wasn't from a formal job.
Okay.
Maybe you were part of a game jam
Mm-hmm.
or a beta testing program with a tight deadline.
Oh, yeah.
Highlight the steps you took to stay organized, manage your time, and communicate effectively with your team.
Did you use any particular strategies?
Yeah, exactly. You could say something like, during a recent game jam, we had limited time to test and debug our game.
Okay.
I created a prioritized list of features to test, communicated regularly with my team, and worked late nights to ensure that we met the deadline.
So that shows dedication and organization.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now let's talk about another important aspect of game testing, which is collaboration.
Okay.
They might ask, how do you collaborate with game developers to ensure that issues are resolved in a timely manner?
So it's not just about finding bugs, but being part of the solution.
Exactly. Game testers are part of a larger development team.
Right.
So you need to be able to effectively communicate those bugs, provide those clear and concise reports, and work collaboratively to find solutions.
Right.
So you could say something like, I believe in open and transparent communication with developers.
Mm-hmm.
I use bug tracking systems to document issues, clearly provide regular updates on my progress, and actively participate in discussions to find the best solutions.
Awesome. That shows that you understand the importance of teamwork.
Absolutely.
Now let's dive into a slightly more technical question.
Right.
They might ask you, can you discuss your experience with automation testing?
Ooh, getting a bit technical.
Yeah, this is interesting because automation testing is becoming so important in the gaming industry.
It is.
It's all about using software tools to automate those repetitive testing tasks,
Right.
which frees up human testers to focus on the more complex issues.
Yeah, so if you have experience with automation testing, this is your chance to really shine.
Okay.
Mention any tools or frameworks that you've used, and be prepared to give specific examples of how you've implemented automation in your testing process.
And even if you don't have extensive experience, you can show a willingness to learn and adapt.
Absolutely. You could mention any courses you've taken or your interest in learning new automation tools.
Because the gaming industry is always
We're
evolving.
constantly evolving.
So showing a commitment to that continuous learning is great.
It's essential.
Okay, here's another one that tests your organizational skills. How do you prioritize testing tasks when working on multiple projects simultaneously?
Okay, so this is where your time management and your prioritization skills really come into play.
Right, because you're often juggling a bunch of different projects.
Yeah, game testers often have to juggle multiple projects with competing deadlines.
So how do you handle that?
Exactly. So think about a time when you had to prioritize tasks and explain your process. Did you use any specific tools or techniques to stay organized?
Did you have a big whiteboard?
Did you communicate with your team to make sure that everyone was on the same page?
Right.
And highlight your understanding of project requirements and deadlines. How do you determine which tasks are the most critical and need to be addressed first?
Okay, let's move on to another important question. How do you ensure that the testing process is thorough and comprehensive?
Okay, this question is all about demonstrating your attention to detail and your ability to think critically about that testing process.
So it's not enough to just play the game and hope you find bugs.
No, you need to have a systematic approach,
Okay.
ensuring that you cover all aspects of the game, from the functionality to the performance to the user experience.
So think about the different testing methodologies that you're familiar with.
Exactly. Have you used black box testing, where you focus on the game's functionality without looking at the code?
Okay.
Or white box testing, where you have access to the code and can test those specific functions?
And have you researched the game's genre, the target audience, and the platform?
Exactly, showing the interviewer that you're already thinking critically about the testing challenges involved.
Now let's revisit those challenging curveball questions. Remember, these are designed to see how you think on your feet.
Yes, how you handle those unexpected situations.
Right. Here's another example. Can you describe a time when you had to make a difficult decision during the testing process?
Ooh, a tough one.
It really digs into your problem-solving and decision-making abilities.
It does. Interviewers want to see how you handle those situations where there's no easy answer.
Right.
So think about a time when you had to weigh different factors, consider the potential consequences, and ultimately make a tough call.
Like finding a bug right before launch.
Exactly. Did you recommend delaying the release? Or perhaps you had to prioritize testing certain features over others due to time constraints?
And don't be afraid to discuss the challenges that you faced or any lessons you learned.
Absolutely. The key here is to demonstrate your thought process.
Right.
Explain the situation, the options you considered, and why you ultimately made the decision you did.
And honesty is key.
It's okay to admit if you made a mistake, as long as you can show that you learned from it and you would handle the situation differently in the future.
Okay, let's wrap up this section with one final question. How do you stay up to date with the latest testing tools and methodologies?
All right, so this question is all about showcasing your commitment to continuous learning and your passion for the gaming industry.
Because it's constantly evolving.
The world of game testing is constantly evolving with new tools, technologies, and techniques emerging all the time.
So how do you stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah, how do you stay ahead of the curve? Do you read industry blogs and publications?
Do you attend conferences?
Do you attend conferences and workshops? Do you participate in online forums and communities?
Do you play games in your free time?
Exactly. Do you experiment with new testing tools in your free time? This is your chance to highlight any relevant certifications or training you've completed.
Okay.
Maybe you've earned a certification in a specific testing methodology or attended a conference on the latest automation tools.
Cool.
The key is to demonstrate that you are passionate about your work and eager to learn and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that interviewers look for in any candidate.
Yeah.
But especially in a fast-paced and constantly evolving field like game testing.
And that wraps up this first part of our deep dive on how to prepare for a digital games tester interview. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have, but there's more to come.
There is.
In the next part, we'll explore even more challenging interview questions and delve deeper into how RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answers and boost your chances of landing that dream job.
So stay tuned.
Okay, so we've tackled those common interview questions, but, interviewers love to throw in those curveballs.
Oh, yeah, the curveballs.
Yeah, just to see how you think on your feet.
To keep you on your toes.
Exactly. Like, what are some of the biggest challenges facing the gaming industry today?
Well, that's a good one.
It's not directly about your testing skills, but it shows you're engaged with the industry as a whole.
Yeah, so what kind of challenges could you discuss there?
Well, think about like the evolving landscape. We've got new technologies like VR and AR cross-platform play is becoming the norm, and the rise of mobile gaming is like changing everything.
That's a lot to keep up with.
It is. So you could talk about, the challenges of testing across these different platforms and technologies.
Yeah.
Or you could discuss maybe the ethical considerations around things like microtransactions and loot boxes.
Right.
And how those impact player experience.
Yeah, it's about showing them that you're not just a button masher, but you're really thinking critically.
Exactly.
About the bigger picture.
And that you're keeping yourself informed about those industry trends.
Right.
Okay, so speaking of critical thinking, here's another curveball. If you could design your own game testing tool, what features would it have?
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, it's a bit...
It's like a dream scenario for a tester.
It is. It lets you combine your practical experience with your creativity.
Yeah, exactly. So what would it do?
Well, maybe your tool would automatically generate test cases based on the game's mechanics.
Okay.
Or perhaps it could simulate different player behaviors to see how the game responds.
Oh, and imagine a reporting feature that creates super detailed bug reports.
Yes.
With screenshots and videos.
I love it.
To make the developers' lives easier.
That's great. So it's not just about wishing for like a magic tool. It's about understanding the pain points in the testing process and thinking innovatively about solutions.
So even if you don't have all the technical answers, you're at least showing them that you're thinking about it.
Exactly.
How to improve things.
Yes.
Okay, last curveball for now. What's your favorite game of all time and why?
Oh, the classic favorite game question.
Yeah.
It seems simple, but it's a sneaky way to assess your passion and your analytical skills.
So don't just say Minecraft because it's fun.
No, explain why you love it.
Yeah.
Is it the level design, the story, the innovative gameplay? Connect those preferences back to your skills as a tester.
Like maybe you love open world RPGs because you enjoy exploring every nook and cranny.
Yeah.
And that shows your attention to detail as a tester.
Exactly. Or if you're a strategy game fan who loves finding those optimal solutions, that showcases your analytical skills and your ability to think strategically.
Yeah, and just don't be afraid to geek out a little bit.
Yeah, enthusiasm is contagious.
Okay, so RoleCatcher can help you prep for all of these curveballs, right?
Absolutely. Their question library has a massive variety.
Yeah.
And their AI feedback can help you tailor your answers to specific job roles. You can even practice through video to refine your delivery.
So it's like a personalized boot camp for your interview skills.
It is.
Okay, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the more practical side of interview prep.
Yeah.
It's not all about the answers, is it?
No, definitely not. You've got to nail that first impression.
Yeah.
So things like researching the company
Mm-hmm.
and the specific game that you're applying to test.
It shows you serious.
Yes, it shows that you're serious and that you're enthusiastic and dress appropriately.
Even if it's casual, you should still look professional.
You still want to look professional and put together.
Yeah.
And don't forget the power of enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
Let your passion for gaming shine through. Talk about what you've been playing lately, any interesting trends you've noticed,
Yeah.
and why you're excited about this opportunity.
Show them that you're not just looking for a job, but you're looking to join a team of passionate creators.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about something that can really give you a leg up building a portfolio.
Ooh, yes. RoleCatcher emphasizes this a lot.
Yeah, it's so important.
It's such a smart move.
It's proof of your skills.
It is. It's not just words on a resume. It's evidence.
Right.
So include those awesome bug reports you've written,
Yeah.
showcasing your attention to detail. You could even include gameplay videos where you walk them through your testing process.
Like a day in the life.
Exactly. And if you've worked on any personal game development projects,
Yeah.
those are gold.
Right.
It shows you have a deeper understanding of that whole process.
So how can RoleCatcher help with building a portfolio?
Their platform provides a central hub for organizing your skills and experience, and you can even get feedback from the AI to make your portfolio even stronger.
Awesome. Okay, let's switch gears again and talk about the challenges that you might face as a digital games tester. RoleCatcher's career guide is really honest about this. It's not all sunshine and roses.
It's not. There can be long hours, tight deadlines, and the pressure to find every single bug.
And the pay for entry-level positions might not be glamorous,
It might not be.
but it's important to be realistic about these things.
Absolutely. But if you're truly passionate about gaming,
Right.
and you have a knack for finding those sneaky glitches, this career can be incredibly rewarding.
Yeah, and there's so much room for growth.
There is. You could specialize in different genres. You could move into management roles or even transition into game design or development.
It's all about carving your own path.
Exactly. Finding your niche and carving your own path in this exciting industry.
All right, we've covered so much.
We have from questions to portfolios to the challenges.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, let's look ahead to the future for digital games testers.
Ooh, the future.
What kind of new technologies, what games, how will the role evolve?
Well, we're already seeing VR and AR gaming. And that's just the beginning. Imagine testing games that blend the real world with virtual elements.
Oh, wow, a whole new dimension of testing.
It is.
And what about AI?
Oh,
I can see AI playing a big role.
absolutely. It could be used to generate test cases, analyze gameplay data, even predict potential bugs.
Yeah, so before they even happen.
Exactly. And that frees up human testers to focus on the player experience.
Okay, so the future is all about adapting to these new technologies, embracing automation, and understanding what makes a game fun.
It is continuous learning is key.
Right.
Stay curious, explore new tools and techniques, and never stop playing games.
Never stop playing OK before we sign off. I wanted to mention some amazing resources that RoleCatcher provides.
Yes, they have a wealth of information.
Yeah.
Career guides that give insights into different roles in the gaming industry.
Okay.
Salary expectations, required skills, potential career paths.
So it's not just about the interview questions?
No, it's the whole package.
They also have personalized advice on your CV and cover letter.
They do. And they even have a network management tool that connects you with industry professionals.
Oh, wow.
And potential employers.
So it's like having a whole team of career advisors.
It is.
And don't forget those AI-powered tools.
Of course, practice your answers, get personalized feedback, tailor your responses to specific roles.
It's amazing.
It's like a personal coach right in your pocket.
But tools and resources are just one part of it.
They are the most important ingredient is your passion and dedication.
Yeah, bring that enthusiasm, your love for gaming, and your eagerness to learn to every interview,
Exactly.
and you'll be well on your way.
You will.
That's it for this deep dive into the world of digital games tester interviews.
It's been fun.
It has. We hope you feel ready to take on those interviews.
Absolutely.
Good luck and happy gaming.
Happy gaming.